kind of what I was saying was the statues can be educational if our education system is doing it right and properly teaching younger generations about who these people were. If not, then it just looks like we're idolizing this person. They were so
Well,
great in history that we built a statue.
sure. I mean, I think the wounds are still very fresh because America is a very relatively young nation. And the Civil War, to be honest
Yes.
with you, did not occur that long ago on the time scale of things of human history. But also, I think it's it becomes a very nuanced conversation when you start looking at how other countries do statues or monuments to maybe controversial figures. I mean, Mongolia very famously still commemorates Genghis Khan or Chinggis Khan as a hero. Well,
Yeah.
in the Middle East and maybe a lot of parts of Asia, he's not considered a hero. So is it a matter of time, right? And on one hand, you could argue, okay, maybe that's that's too different because he is rather too emblematic of Mongolian people. Whereas Robert E. Lee and whoever else, you could consider them as traitors to the Union, and essentially the Confederacy did fight to maintain rights for slavery. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a very nuanced conversation. As for whether the statues should be toppled or not, or taken away, I think it has to be a case by case. I mean, most of the Confederate statues and stuff, they were placed long after the Civil War. They weren't placed right after the Civil War. They were placed long after, like 1960s, 1970s. These are not statues made by the people who lived during the time of the Civil War. Right.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, I think you have to look at it case by case for sure. Battlefield by battlefield, especially, but no one really does. I just think case by case would make it actually far easier. For example, this statue, I would say, yeah, get rid of it. Do you know why? Well, Albert Pike. Okay. Why is there a statue of General Albert Pike in Washington, D.C., where the majority of the population is black? He was very famously against black voting rights. Okay, he was so famous against, black people. He was very racist. Surprise. That he said, if ever the Order of Freemasons ever, induct black members and black men in, I'm leaving the Freemasons. So why have this guy in Washington, D.C., where very clearly his ideals during his life and after his death are very, to me, anti-American?